Robb Stark is seeking to overthrow Casterly Rock in order to gain the upper hand against the Lannisters during the war. But before he can implement his plans, he must first make amends and reforge an alliance with the House of Frey. In the meantime, Tywin Lannister is devising a plot that could put an end to the war by any means necessary. And here we are with Season 3, which is by far, or at least up to this point, only compared to Seasons 1 and 2, is the darkest season I have seen so far. It also starts off with a very relaxed pace, but slowly transitions into a much darker tone, and accompanying that is the fact that a portion of the violence, instead of being presented off screen, is now being presented on screen. So now you're gonna get more in detail, but only a portion, as a lot of it is still off screen. But as it transitions to this tone, many of the dislikable characters become even more dislikable than before. I mean, if you didn't hate them before, you're certainly going to hate them now, especially in the direction they're taking with Joffrey. In the previous two seasons, he was really not a very likable character for me, but in this third season, they are really pushing it with him especially. And so far, each character's story arc is still very investing, and in the case of Daenerys, whom I said in my previous review of Season 2 was my least favorite character to follow, this time her story arc has improved drastically, at least at the end of Season 2. Something did happen, so you could say, yes, finally, some progression in the storyline after her reoccurring conversations with her cohorts and so on and so forth. And you no longer have to listen to her whining about the same thing here. At least the story arc has improved quite a bit. And now, season 3 seems to be living up to the expectations set for her, specifically by the end of season 1. And what makes her a better character now is the fact that she's matured. She's much stronger, much more confident, definitely sure of herself, and even that story arc introduces a few new characters as well as the others, and these are very interesting characters. Although you learn to hate a few, like a few, and there is one very eccentric character that just creeps me out. I think all of you who have seen the series might know who Ramsay Snow is. Like a lot of you who have seen the series know that he gets introduced in season 3. Wait till you get to know this character. And overall, compared to seasons 1 and 2, again, we have a season that is basically on par with the previous two. So far, there isn't a season that I favor over another. The only thing with season 2 was Daenerys' story arc that became a little bit repetitive, and that was basically it. Although added in season 1, her story arc was a bit more compelling. It was only up until season 2 where it started getting a little bit repetitive, and then with season 3, it was very much improved with the fact that her character has matured a little bit more and has grown a bit more confident. So with season 3, I was very satisfied. And in regards to the darker tone, as I may have forgotten to mention, it gets really dark. And when I said the off screen violence, which is usually the goriest of violence, well, you're going to get a portion that is now on screen. And believe me, when it happens, it's going to shock you because it's well timed. And apparently, it happens in a way that makes perfect sense within the context of the plot. So this season is basically a winner. I am looking forward to going further with seasons 4 up till 8. I haven't watched them yet. I'm going to dive into them shortly. That's about as much as I can say. It's not as much as I could say about the previous two, except for that I once again enjoyed this season and look forward to the others. And that's basically about it. Now, before I clock out, I would like to introduce everybody to a new segment called Mad Hatter Recommendations. This segment will pop up randomly on any video, not everyone, but it will pop up. That will basically recommend a new TV series or movie, or basically just make a random recommendation for a movie or series that might be underrated or underseen. And in this case, I would like to draw your attention first to a TV series currently available on Cinemax, or if you're living in South Africa, you can catch it on Showmax. It's called Strike Back. All about MI5 or MI6, I can't remember which, that has to foil a terrorist plot You have multiple exciting seasons of this show, and the story is very investing. The characters are a combination of likable and dislikable. This is definitely a series worth watching if you're in the mood for a little bit of espionage or just something a little bit different from the norm. And for our film recommendation, we have Agatha Christie's Crooked House, a movie which is based on her best selling novel of the same name. This was a very interesting watch. I recommend it highly to everybody who enjoys a good old fashioned murder mystery. And that's it for today. I'll catch you guys next time. And remember to wear those masks when you go out in public. Keep your physical distance. Wash your hands. And as the saying goes, don't compromise, sanitize. And I'll catch you guys later.